What's up, guys? Welcome into another episode of Jamming with J Money, man. It's Thursday, November 7th. We ready to get to some cash, man. Few lackluster days, you know what I'm saying? But hey, it's all about we forgetting yesterday. It's all about getting to some money today. We're gonna recap yesterday. I want to welcome in some people from the chat, man. We had a lot of people in here waiting, Jordan, with us before the show even started. I'm talking about 10, 15 minutes. You guys already here. Let me shout them out first. What's up, Jose Alfredo? We got Ray Kimberly in here, D Mags. Ronald Durante in here. We got Reese. We got Reagan Anthony in here. What's up, man? OG Wham. What's up, Wham? Wham had a damn good day yesterday. I see you. CG in here. We got Alex Daly in here. Where Tremaine at? Tremaine, we can't take the tips on here. You can't send them on here. It just go to the SVR. So if you guys could refrain from that, hey, I take the $2 tip, man. Hey, you know what I'm saying? You want to hit me up on Twitter, but we can't. If you don't mind, please don't send it through there. Is the show live? Yeah, we live tonight, man. Michael S. Heat bound back tonight. We'll see it, man. Trainer Tone, Jay, what up though? What's up, man? Felipe Silva. We appreciate all you guys. What's up, Luis? I see all you guys in there, man. We're gonna recap yesterday real quick. First, how are you doing, Jordan? You cool?
Yeah, man. What's up with you, dog? I another down day for me yesterday overall, but it's been a little bit of a rough week. I was telling you before the show, we were up in the first week, and now we've lost it all almost in the second week. So it's all good though, because this is definitely a marathon, not a sprint. This is a very, very, very long NBA season, and I don't know about you, but I tend to be a slow starter a little bit. I tend to get going a little bit as the game goes on, so to speak. So I'm looking forward to breaking down this slate with you, though. I think once again I want to ditto on what you just said and thank everybody for being there, waiting patiently for us in the chat. We really appreciate you guys giving us a view here on this afternoon, morning, wherever you're looking at the show. But yeah, yesterday not a great day. Had a couple of spots that thought were really good. That Clippers and Milwaukee first half under that didn't cash for me was a little bit hard on me. That would have kind of almost broken me even for the day if that one would have cashed. So that was a little bit of a rough one. But I'm ready to bounce back today. How'd you end up yesterday?
Yeah, yesterday wasn't too good for me. I ended up having to took some stuff late to try to make me even. But I know I did go ahead and hop on the Knicks yesterday. I told you guys that I might hop on it. I hopped on them plus the 3.5. I think it was a good spot for him. Mitchell Robinson went out of that game and it was just downhill from there. I know the first half was kind of tight, you know what I'm saying? But once I saw that Mitchell Robinson went out that game and he wasn't coming back and he ruled out the next one, that was their main answer for Drummond in that game. I knew it wasn't gonna go so well for me after that, but can't make any excuses here. Like you said, it's early in the season here. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna turn it around. Not doing terrible now, but I mean we're not gonna hit every single one of these spots. If there's somebody that's hitting every single spot in the NBA right now, hey, point them out to me. I would love to see that. But just to recap yesterday, like I said, the Knicks they end up losing that game 102 to 122 to the Pistons. Indiana got it done on the back to back there versus the Wizards there. It was crazy. That line shot up from like 221 and a half all the way up to 227. It ended up landing right there on 227. The Pacers ended up getting it done as minus three favorites there. Let's see, we got the Bulls over there versus Atlanta. Man, that was a damn good game by the Bulls there. I'm mad that I didn't get that one out to you guys on the show. I wasn't sure how they was gonna come out there. You know what I'm saying, versus Atlanta versus back then in their back to back spot versus a tough loss versus the Lakers. It's hard to get up twice. They came out there and smacked Atlanta there. That was a first quarter, first half, and full game spot there, man. That was a tough one there. That was a nice Bulls spot. Held the Atlanta to 93 points. They shut down Trey Young over there. And Golden State, I told y'all, man, that the Rockets should blow them boys out. And I mean, they just covered the spread by 1 point. If you took I mean, I was telling you guys that the minus 15 and a half still though. I mean, they ended up winning that game by 17. So if you follow my advice there, the Rockets cashed that one. The Raptors, I remember Junior. I know Junior was on the first quarter, first half, full game. First quarter, first half cash with these. Then the full game. I mean, it was kind of tricky there late in the minutes. I can't say one thing. I had to mention a lot of these games late in this late foul free throws. You know what I'm saying? Hey, the Utah game, Utah and 76ers, that was pretty crazy there. Ben Simmons went out with a shoulder injury. You know what I'm saying? He didn't come back in that one. But hey, the Jazz, they missed a few free throws there at the last minute. And then in the Bucks game, man, hey, that was real crazy there. We know it's like the Clippers came all the way back and covered their spread. They were covering obviously in the third and fourth quarter, but those last two free throws of the game there, man, hey, that's some of this stuff looks fishy, but And I told you guys about the Magic as well, man. That the Magic are a pesky team, and I'm kind of pissed off, Jordan, because I took the Magic the day before yesterday, and they didn't beat the Thunder, and then they come in and they were beating up on Dallas pretty much the whole game. The Mavs had to come back in that game just to win by 1 point. The Magic played an excellent game. I tell you guys, a team that can play good defense will be in any game. You know what I'm saying? Even if their offense is bad. And I told you guys as well that the Mavs offense isn't that good. I mean, Mavs defense isn't that good, so it maybe can make the Magic offense look a little bit better than it is. And the Grizzlies went over there and whooped up on the Timberwolves, man. It was a nice win there by the Grizzlies. Anything you want to point out from yesterday's card, Jordan?
Yeah, man, those last two underdogs you mentioned, Orlando and Memphis, were the two that I was really upset with myself for not jumping on, because I'm a believer in both of those teams, and I kind of overlooked those games a little bit too much just on the big card. But yeah, that was definitely nice to see. Definitely going to use that for later. But yeah, Chicago's defense is for real. I think that we can stop underestimating their slow start here a little bit and start believing in, that this team is going to have some hiccups along the way. They're really, really, really young, but they actually do have a pretty good team this year. And actually, you mentioned Detroit and New York. Detroit was like, and that the game was pretty much the only thing I had right. I did end up taking the Pistons first quarter on that one, which cashed, and then I had a Bobby Portis prop on his rebounds on the under, which cashed for me. But I was panicking about that when Mitch Robinson went out last night. And I was thinking Bobby Portis was going to start the second half, and that one was going to be screwed over. But it ended up being Taj Gibson getting the start, and Bobby ended up cashing me for that one. But yeah, overall was a really nice day yesterday, I think, for some spots. But it was just one of those things where I was just on the wrong side of too many of them here. So one of those things, like we said, it's going to happen early. Going to be a little bit of volatility here as we start the year, but we're going to get a little more consistent, I think, as the week or as the year goes on. Yeah, I mean, yesterday I'm gonna brush that aside here. I'm ready to get going on Thursday's slate.
Exactly. Yeah, me too. And I did take a loss on. I had the under in that. Well, let me see. PJ Washington remains probable. I'm sorry. I had to read the update there, man, about PJ Washington coming up on my phone there. Got to stay updated with these lineups, man. But I took the under. I took the under in the Bucks and Clippers, and I took that loss there, man. That one wasn't looking good. When I saw it in the first half, when they scored 71 points in that second quarter, I knew that I was fucked over then. You know what I'm saying? So the second half, I guess in theory, if the second half would have went way under, I still had a chance. But I mean, damn, that was, I mean, shit. It don't look like Kawhi Leonard whispered to his teammates how to stop Giannis. They couldn't freaking stop him yesterday. The Clippers, you know what I'm saying? Obviously, they were getting up and down the court, but I mean, I know that their defense is better than that. Obviously, didn't have Kawhi Leonard out there. They're in them back to back tonight, but still, man, I didn't see them giving up almost 130 to the Bucks. I know they can score, but the Clippers got to hang their hat on defense, man. That was pretty tough there. So that's really the only thing I have to say about yesterday. And yeah, like you say, we might have to start paying attention to this Bulls team, man. I like Kobe White coming off the bench there. He's a damn good player, man. That hair flowing around everywhere. Hey, you might have to get some braids or something, man, but that hair be flowing, don't it? Hey, even when he was in North Carolina, that same thing, boy, got that fro flowing. Boy, got to get some braids or something, man. Some dreads. Gonna have to do something with that. But we're gonna go ahead and get into the first game of the day today, man. The Celtics versus the Hornets spot. Hey, this is a damn good spot, man. The Celtics, they've won 5 straight. They, you know what I'm saying, scorching hot. It hadn't looked so good the past 2 games without Jaylen Brown. They're gonna have him back tonight. I mean, I know I've been fading this Hornets squad, and it hadn't really been panning out for me. I mean, in certain games, you know what I'm saying, certain spots, but I still don't think this is a great team. They are at the house. You see that past game versus the Pacers there, where I mean, it was the Pacers came out there and smacked them in the first quarter, was up 35-20. I thought they was going to take it, you know what I'm saying? And then the Hornets just kept on chipping back into it, and then ended up forcing it to overtime. And then the Hornets end up getting the win in that spot. I still think the Pacers gave that game away. You know what I'm saying? They only shot 7 free throws in the whole game. I think that was crazy. You want to say some fishy shit. You look at the Hornets. They shot 42 free throws in that game. And then the Pacers
don't remind me about that game, please.
Oh,
I don't want to ever
on,
remember that game ever again with the way that one ended up.
Jordan, I mean, I don't like to say shit's fixed, man, but come on, bro. Come on, how we get
No.
7 free throws the whole game in a team that likes to drive in the hole? You know what I'm saying? And they still only lost by 2. But aside of that, like I say, the Hornets they won 3 straight. They've covered 4 straight, and it's one of these teams where they're 5-2 ATS. It's early in the season. I don't think that they're this good. You know what I'm saying? They're getting respect here. The Celtics still land. Hey, last night I got on this as Celtics -6.5. I'm not gonna lie to you guys. And I like them in the first half too. You got Kemba Walker coming back over here to Charlotte, where I think they're gonna come. I think he's gonna tell them, hey, look, guys, hey, we coming to face my old team. I need to come in here. We need us to show them why I left. You know what I'm saying? And I gotta come and ball out. I need y'all to come and ball out too, man. Don't have me come in here looking bad. Then they gonna be chanting saying I should have stayed. You know what I'm saying? We gotta come in here and blow these boys out. They 8-2 ATS straight up on the last 10 in the series, and then they're eighth. The Celtics are eighth in defensive rating. I think they're gonna stifle the Hornets tonight. The Hornets are 26 in defense. I think that's gonna be the difference in this game. The Celtics only allowing 104 points per game. The Hornets are out allowing 113 points per game. I know they're at the house, and they're, you know what I'm saying, they're gonna be hyped up for this one, but so are the Celtics. They're absolutely rolling right now. They got the lowest turnover percentage in the league right now, where the Hornets have they're 25th in turnover percentage. I think this one could get ugly, man. I think the Celtics come to play here. I know the Hornets will too, but I think that their inability to play defense will really really bite them in the ass in this game. I like the Celtics in this spot, man. It may be a public side, but hey, I still like it, man. What you think in this game, Jordan?
You definitely seem to be on the right side of it because it's already ticking up to 7.5. So I mean, I'm not too worried about who's betting on the Celtics as opposed to where the line's moving and where the steam's going. So I mean, I think you definitely got a pretty good number there. I would stay away, I think, from the Celtics in the first half and the first quarter of this one, just because like Charlotte is at home. It's a big game coming in with Kemba Walker returning to Charlotte. That's not going to be a very friendly environment for him or the Celtics tonight. I think they probably had this one circled on their calendars a little bit. So I think the talent of the Celtics will have to shine out here through all 4 quarters for them to get the cover here. Like you mentioned, Jaylen Brown is back tonight. That really helps. I think Enes Kanter is still questionable, so there's a chance he comes back tonight. I don't think that really matters in the grand scheme of things, but it definitely will help, especially on the offensive end, because the Hornets really don't have a whole lot of interior, especially defense, but offense as well. So, I would lean towards the Celtics in this one. I think 7.5 is a lot of points laying on the road at this point. So I think maybe if you haven't gotten the number like you did at 6 or 6.5, I think right now it's getting a little bit to the point where I may be laying off this one. But yeah, like I said, I think that Boston is one of those teams that is either going to be an Eastern Conference contender or they're going to be a team that gets knocked out in the first, second round of the playoffs because they haven't been able to put it together. Lately, they finally looked like that team that's starting to turn into what people thought they would be, and that'd be an Eastern Conference contender. So I'm interested to see whether or not, like you said, Kemba Walker gets these guys motivated to come in here and blow out his old team and take care of business here so they can move on to their next game pretty quickly.
Exactly, and I hope so, man. I'm gonna get to some guys got some good stuff to say in the chat. Moses Salcedo, what's good? J Money, what's up? Moses Reese says the crowd will be rocking. Yeah, they will be. Cantor and Brown available. Yeah, both of them went through shoot around. I think that Cantor's coming back tonight. I don't think it's a big deal.
I did see that.
I don't think it's a big deal. You're gonna have Theis and you got Robert Williams. I mean, the Hornets aren't the type of team that can beat you up down low. I mean, who they have? Cody Zeller starting. I mean, you have Bismack Biyombo coming off the bench. They don't really have a whole lot of bigs out there. That doesn't scare me. And like I say, the Celtics team, they can play some stifling defense. I know these are the type of teams that they have to smash in the East. If you're the Celtics, even though it's early in the season, I don't think they'll overlook a team like the Hornets because of the Kemba factor. You know what I'm saying? If it wasn't for that, I would say they could probably be looking over them. The Hornets are not a great team. I know they're 5-2 ATS this year, but I'm telling you guys, they will regress at some point. They've won 3 straight games. Like I said, they won the past one at the house versus the Pacers, which was a huge comeback win. The Pacers are missing a few pieces there. You know what I'm saying? I think that they're going to have a letdown spot in this game. Top says, hola, guys. Let me see. James says fade Charlotte. Keith Saylor says Boston would take care of business, man. I hope so. Michael, he doesn't like the Celtics. Luis says Celtics look sketchy to me. Yeah, I can see why. Beach Boss say they better win by 8. Sound like Beach Boss got them on their -7.5, man. What's up, Ski? I see you here. Tomar says I lean Boston. Chef Big Hat says let's get it, Jay. More Tim Donahue treatment. Hey, man, I could. Hey, don't even mention his name right now. Tomar says Hornets are horrible. No outside shooting. They have some outside shooting. I mean, they want. So
Yeah,
look, they
no,
don't have any.
they're a good
They don't
outside
have
shooting
any.
team.
Yeah, they don't have any dependable outside shooters, but they've been doing it as a team collectively. I mean, obviously, PJ Washington had a couple of good games over there. He's a little banged up. You know what I'm saying? I'm telling you guys about the notification coming from my phone. He's probable, but he has a little leg contusion over there. You know what I'm saying? I don't think that he'll be 100%. He's going to play. They got players like Graham coming off the bench. You know what I'm saying? Giving them some good production. Obviously, you got Scary Terry facing his old team. This is a damn good game. I can't wait to watch it. I just think that, like I say, I think defense wins championships. I think that's the difference between these two teams. I like the guard play more. I think that if you look at the matchups here, I like the guards for the Celtics to lock down the guards for the Hornets. And once you do that, I'm not worried about the bigs. The Hornets don't have any inside game whatsoever. I think Theis and Robert Williams should be good enough. Even Cantor, he'll thrive in a spot like this. He come back. See Zeller, oh, he could. That's cool. He's just a player like me. I can thrive in a spot like this. I like the Celtics tonight, and I think their line is going up for a reason. And I mean, like I say, the Celtics are absolutely rolling right now. Even in the games where they were just coming out bullshitting around like the Cavs, they still got the dub. And I think this is a game they're not going to come out bullshitting about. You know what I'm saying? I'm not a fan of laying points on the road, but in this particular spot, I think that the Hornets are getting a little bit too much love here. You know what I'm saying? It's because they're 5-2 ATS. Any closing remarks on this game before we get to the next one, Jordan?
Just one quick thing. I think other than defense, this game comes down to shooting. The Hornets have been pretty good at home shooting the long ball. If that continues and the Celtics aren't hitting any shots from the outside, I don't think the defense alone is going to be enough to get them to cover in this one. They're going to have to not only be playing top-tier defense, but preventing Charlotte from getting those easy three-point and open three-point looks. I think if they can do that, they're definitely going to cover in this one. But like I said, I think it's a stay-away spot for me at this point where the line's gone. Just a little bit too much unknown right now with the Celtics, them being kind of up and down, and then the Hornets were really not knowing what we're going to get from them, whether or not they're going to make shots tonight. So I think it's a stay away spot for me, but I do like that number that you got. I think if you did, like I said, did get the 6th, then I think you're looking pretty good right now.
Exactly. And that the total's coming down too, man. Open at 219, coming down to 215.5. I know we're going to get defense from the Celtics. It's just, are we going to get defense from the Hornets, and are they going to try to push the pace? Like you guys are saying in the chat, the crowd's going to be rocking. I have a lean to the under here. I didn't bet it, but if I was to bet the total here, I'd be looking towards the under here. This could be a somewhat of a playoff intensity game. We know that the Celtics can go off offensively, but their defense is always there, man. I could only take the under in this spot. That's just, you know what I'm saying? It's just me. Go ahead and get to this next game, man, that I like quite a bit. You know what I'm saying? This Spurs spot versus OKC. OKC took my money the other day at the house, but they hadn't looked so good on the road. They only had 2 road games so far in this young season, and they've lost both of those. They stayed close in pretty much both of them, but they're only averaging 104 points per game, 103 on the road. They're 26 in offense. So yeah, they got the number 2 defense, but they're still 0-5 last 5 ATS in San Antonio. The Spurs still coming off 2 straight losses here. You know what I'm saying? I think the Spurs gonna come ready to play here. They lost the last home game. You know what I'm saying? So they're gonna come ready to play. Lost past 2 games. Lost the last home game. The OKC coming off of 2 straight home wins. You know what I'm saying? I think it's a letdown spot for OKC. I don't see their offense being to keep up with the Spurs, who I think will be in a little bit of a down year. But this is all about the spot here. Off 2 straight losses, come back to the house. They're going to come out hot and ready. Like I say, they're 7-3 ATS last 10 in this series. I think they're going to blast OKC, man. Even if they don't blast them, I think they blast them enough for us to get this cover here. I like the Spurs early, and I like them late. They're going to come out hot in this first quarter, and they're going to show OKC who's boss, and they're going to keep it going through the rest of the game. I like the Spurs in the trifecta here in the first quarter, first half, and full game. And I'm getting my money back from the other night from OKC, man. They play some really good defense, but their offense is not there, and I do not think it will bode well tonight in this game. What you thinking, Jordan?
Yeah, I think I'm just lay off the full game. I think I think you're probably on the right track with the Spurs earlier as opposed to later, because I think the later that you let this Thunder team hang into a game, the more chances they're going to have to keep it within 2 possessions. And I think they definitely have the talent capable of doing that, and they do present some mismatch problems. I think Steven Adams being back does help them. Although I just looked up his recent games against LaMarcus Aldridge, and Aldridge put up 56 against him last season. So and a couple of games over 20 in the other two, I think. So not really a big factor is Adams, but he will help kind of stymie the attack, of the Spurs trying to get into the paint, DeJounte Murray and those guys. So I do think that, like you were talking about, this is a game where the first team to 100 is going to win, and I think defense is going to be extremely important on both sides of the ball, because we've seen the Thunder play very, very good defense here to start the year. The Spurs obviously play defense every year, not as good this year with Aldridge playing that center spot, but they have the ability to play really good defense on the perimeter. Their guard play is outstanding, as you touched on. So I think that this game really boils down to who's going to grind down the game first. And I think for both teams playing somewhat, in the middle of the road pace-wise, but I think they're both more comfortable playing in the half court. I think that's going to definitely show out a little bit more in this game. So I grabbed the first half under and the first quarter under in this one. I think the game is come down a little bit too much here, about 3.5, 4 points from where it opened. So I think there's probably not a whole ton of value. I didn't grab that one like first half on the and the first quarter, and this one at 110 and 55. And I think those two are going to be the start of where we're going to see the defense lock in and see a little bit of like OKC has had, I think, one of the best, if not the top 3 first half defense, and the Spurs aren't far behind them in this game either. So I think the first half is where your real defense is going to lock in here, and then we might see the pace quicken a little bit in the second half, depending on what the score is and who's up or down by a good margin or not. But this one should by all means stay really close. And I think that helps defense more than offense. So I don't know if it's going to help the Spurs cover in a trifecta, but I do think that it will lead to the unders being pretty good play here, especially early.
Right, and I can definitely see that. I might have to ride with you on that first half under there. I think that that's a high number as far as looking towards the first half in the full game. I think that's a pretty high number there. Like I say, we know that OKC. That's the one thing. The reason why they've been standing all these games, they play really good defense.
Mm-hmm.
And when I was looking over this roster over the summer, I knew that they weren't going to be good scoring wise, but they had some damn good defenders over there. So it's perfect for an under team. I have a lean to the under is here as well. I hadn't bet it yet, but I do. I think I like that under in the first half more than I do the full game. I know that the Spurs will come out focused here. Like I say, this is all about a spot here where a team coming off 2 straight losses and then a team coming off of 2 straight wins. You know what I'm saying? Especially I'm getting them at home. And if you look at that Spurs game versus the Hawks, they blasted the Hawks through 3 quarters there. It came out hot. You know what I'm saying? They were up. Then the Hawks came back in the fourth quarter. You know what I'm saying? Can't start coming back in the fourth quarter of that game. So I'm sure the Spurs like, hey, we have to do that same thing. Come out hot once again and sustain. We got to keep that same energy the whole game. You look at the matchups here. As long as you lock down SGA, he's one of their main scorers over. He's really their MVP over there right now. Obviously, they got the advantage with Adams down there. You got Gallinari to score, but really SGA and Gallinari are the main 2 scorers over there. I think the Spurs have a couple of guards they can throw in Dejounte Murray and Derek Wright at SGA. You know what I'm saying? Still got Chris Paul over there, but I think for the most part, it's a team effort. I think that the Spurs should get it done here tonight. I hope so. Like I say, off 2 straight losses, they should come in here and beat this OKC team. If not, the people gonna start scratching their heads in San Antonio really quick. You know what I'm saying? So this is just a spot here where I think it's a get-right spot for the Spurs coming back to the house. They lost the last game. Stay competitive with the Lakers. We know the Lakers are looking damn good right now. San Antonio was in that game all the way. That was their last home game. They're going to come out and try to get and not try. They're going to come out here and want to get this win tonight versus OKC, who, quite frankly, I don't think that they're this good at how they've been playing. It's been a defense keeping them in games, but I don't think that it will be today. I think that the Spurs, I think that they should smash OKC tonight, man. Like I said, I'm on the first quarter, first half, full game. So I'm hoping I get this cash, man. I hope y'all rooting for me in the chat, man. What any more looks on this game, Jordan?
No, I think we can move on to Miami Phoenix. I got a couple of thoughts on this next one too, if you don't mind. So we could dive into Phoenix tonight if you want.
Hey, let's do it, man. Hey, I got shit on all of them, man. This is a spot where the Suns have been absolutely blazing, man. It's 7-0 ATS, you know what I'm saying? And boys on fire. This is what you look for, an undervalued team, you know what I'm saying, coming into the season. They at home, they're only laying 1 point. I wonder why. They won three straight. A comeback win over the 76ers where they struggled through three quarters in that game. Son, that's another one. Just like the Hawks the other day. Through three quarters they were getting whooped. Then fourth quarter, a late comeback. You know what I'm saying? Devin Booker had to go off for 40 points in that game. 76ers didn't really have an answer for him. They didn't have a lockdown player that could match up with Devin Booker. That's the main thing you're gonna need if you're gonna beat the Suns here. You got the Heat are third in rebound percentage. They've been getting these boards, fifth in offensive rebound percentage and sixth in defensive rebound percentage, where the Suns are 17th. I mean, they struggled the last game, like I say, through three quarters. I mean, you look at the Heat over there; they're coming off a loss. They've been hot as well, one of the best offensive teams in the league. They do have the Lakers on deck. That's the only thing I don't like. It's the first game of a back-to-back. They got the Lakers tomorrow, but besides that, they got a player over there with Jimmy Butler who's going to take the task up. Oh, I want Devin Booker. I'm okay. We finna see if you're going for 40 tonight, baby. You look at the rest of the team. They've been doing it a team effort. I think that the Heat gonna get them tonight, man. I think that this spread is fishy. Like I say, with how good the Suns have looked. Why they only -1 here? I mean, they 7-0 ATS this year, and they're at home. And you tell me they're only it was -1.5. And you got to remember, I'm looking at stuff last night. They open at pick. The Suns went up to -1.5. All the money was on the Suns last night. And this morning, it's down to -1. Some shops it's down to a pick. You know what I'm saying? Hey, the money is 50-50 now. It's no more 90% on the Suns. Money coming back on the Heat, I think for good reasons. Another one that I took last night. I like the Heat here in the first half and the full game. I think I'll come out here and beat the Suns here and shut up all this smack. You know what I'm saying? Like I say, I think that the Suns almost ran out last game versus 76ers with no Embiid out there. You know what I'm saying? And they didn't have anyone to guard Booker, and he went off for 40 and ended up winning that game. I think it's a total different team. They're matching up here, coming off a loss. I think the Heat match up with them well here, and I think they hand the Suns their first ATS loss of the season here.
Yeah, I mean, this is one of those ones where I was really excited to try to bet the under again on all three on the trifecta unders, as we say on the show. But I once I saw the line started moving upwards, and once I started seeing the Heat start to shorten and see their odds shorten and more money come in on them, that threw me completely off because I was kind of leaning towards Phoenix, to be honest. And this one's a no play for me. But I will say this, and you touched on it exactly, and this is what I wanted to warn everybody about on taking the Heat on this game. It could very easily be overlooked because they're going to Staples Center tomorrow night. And the Phoenix Suns are undefeated ATS for a reason, is because people have undervalued them, not only just the betting public, but I think the sports books as well to a certain extent. And this could once again be their models undervaluing the Phoenix Suns. Now, I don't know if that's the case because, like you said, Miami is a very good team, and they match up very well defensively against this team. Healthy with Justice Winslow and Kendrick Nunn and Jimmy Butler as their backcourt, they are damn good defensively in that area, and they are going to take Ricky Rubio and Devin Booker and lock them up tonight. Now, I don't know if that's going to help them cover this game because, like you said, that could, there could still be factors of them overlooking this game, and they could not be as locked in as we think they're going to be, and take that as a personal challenge to give this team their first ATS loss. They don't care about that. They may be looking at the Lakers tomorrow, and I would be very, very weary of the Heat for that reason. But that is the only reason that I find that kind of really keeps me from betting on the Heat, because I think, like I said initially, I was leaning towards the Suns until I started looking into this game a little bit deeper and looking at the matchups and looking at the numbers. These two teams are both top 5 in defensive rating right now. I mean, this could be a grinded out game, or it could be a game where they both say, screw it, we're going up in pace and we're going to run up and down and we're going to see who's the better team. It's just so much unknown, along with the Heat being who knows where their heads are going to be at tonight on the front end of a back-to-back with a big game coming tomorrow. I'm staying away. But I will say that I don't think I'm going to talk you off betting the Heat, because they, I think, are the better team in the numbers. It's just that they have not shown it, and the Suns have been overperforming vastly so far this season.
Exactly. I want to get into some chat. Yeah, and I did. There was one thing that I didn't say, that the Heat are 4th in defensive efficiency and the Suns are 5th in defense. So it's going to be a damn good game. Jay Patel says they're going to overlook this game, Suns money line. A lot of people think that. Louis says Heat are looking up to tomorrow's game. They seem less like the Suns by 6, I guess. Vincent Hawkins says Denver hammered them the other night, talking about the Heat. They'll come to play. Exactly. Stu Chaos says that's why I only took first half under. What Mally Mal say? Mally Mel says they can stop Booker, game over. Exactly. Tomarino Tomar says Phoenix offense isn't consistent. They depend too much on Booker. Exactly. And I don't really think it's that this year because their offense is opening up, especially with Rubio out there running the point guard. Booker doesn't have to have the ball in his hand as much. But like you say, I mean, this Heat, that's where they're strong at. It's another team where they're strong at the guards. They play really good defense and they can score as well. I think they're actually a better scoring team than the Suns. The fact that you see this line at -1 says that the Heat are the better team in this spot. That they just have to have the Suns here favored by 1 just because they're at the house. I don't think they're going to overlook the Suns for this simple fact that the way that the Lakers are playing right now, I'm not sure if the Heat, obviously they'll be up to play the Lakers tomorrow, but I'm not sure if they know that they can go in there and win that game for sure. I feel like this is more of a game where they feel like they can win. You know what I'm saying? Let's go ahead and take care of business, get this W. We're going to have a much tougher task tomorrow versus the Lakers. I'm going to tell you guys, I hate the fact that they playing them tomorrow. That's the only, but I'm still on it because they're coming off a bad loss. They only scored 89 points versus the Nuggets. They're going to come in here ready to play. They were one of the top offensive teams in the league before they lost. And you know what I'm saying? 89 points. They're in for a bounce back spot in this game. I think they'll come out early as well. Like I say, if they cover the first half, which I'm on the first half in full game, they come out like ready to play like I think they will. I don't think they'll give up in the lead in the second half like a lot of teams have. They saw the Sixers piss that game away. You know what I'm saying? They're like, oh, hey, we can beat them through 3 quarters and just bring that same intensity, bring that same energy in the fourth quarter, which the Heat usually do. I don't think their coach will let them let up in this game, will let them overlook the Suns. They need all the dubs they can get right now, and I think this is one that they're looking forward to because I don't think they can get that dub versus the Lakers. I think they're going to lose tomorrow versus the Lakers. You can't go 0-3 on this road trip. You got to get this dub today. You got to think today. You know what I'm saying? And they can beat this Suns squad, and I think they're going to. A lot of people are going to be betting on the Suns today, and I like the Heat. That's really the last thing I have to say about this one. We got one more game here. The Blazers and the Clippers. I don't have a whole lot to say about it. I mean, the Clippers, I'll tell you guys, I'm not a big fan of the Kawhi Leonard, him sitting. I mean, it's the beginning of the season. Hey, if it's a back-to-back, limit them to 20 minutes. You do come out there and play 15 minutes. You know what I'm saying? What's wrong with that? Even if he played 10, 15 minutes or played a half, that's another form of load management. I just don't feel like you have to sit him out the whole game, especially when it's a spot where, you know what I'm saying, I feel like anything, play him against the Bucks, you know what I'm saying, and then sit him against the Blazers. I think the Bucks were higher. Obviously, it was a TV game. I think it was a higher opponent where you want to see where your team is at. You know what I'm saying? They still almost beat them, but like Giannis said, hey, man, I'm playing every night, man. Hey, coach ain't finna tell me I'm not playing. So I like what Giannis there had to say there, and I'm glad they showed that during the game. We know that what Leonard did got them a championship last year in Toronto, but this isn't the East. This is the West. You need all the dubs you can get. So I don't have anything to say about this game. I didn't make a bet on it whatsoever. The Blazers look absolutely trash after losing to the Warriors. That's one thing I can fucking say. You lose by no D'Angelo Russell, nothing over your face by 12 on the road, and you lose to a bunch of misfits to a G League team. Absolute no answer for that whatsoever. In theory, it's a bounce back spot for the Blazers, but I'm scared because that was just terrible, them losing to the Warriors there.
Yeah, this is another game. Like I said, I'm staying far away from it because the game theory says that the Clippers are going to have no problem winning this one, but they are on the back-to-back and they do have Kawhi Leonard back. So there's just a lot of things going against one another. And the Blazers don't really know what to make of them right now. I think they're a team with a lot of new moving pieces outside their stable, starting backcourt that they've got to integrate. And now they're dealing with injuries. They're starting Mario Hezonja or Anthony Tolliver at the power forward. Like, that's not going to do much against this Clippers team, especially if they go they go big and put in like JaMychal Green and Harrell at the same time, like, and with Whiteside on the bench, like they're going to absolutely smash them. And so, but once again, like, once we get into the third or fourth quarter, are those Clippers role players going to have enough legs to kind of help give Kawhi a little bit of extra? Because Lou Williams played, 38, 39 minutes last night. Like, he's going to be worn out by the time we get to the fourth quarter, potentially. Like, there's a lot of real ebbs and flows that I don't even want to think about in this game, and I'm kind of just going to stay away. I'm going to take that game off, focus on the next day's card around the time that game starts, and then, like I said, be in bed by halftime, baby. That's what I'm looking for in this game.
Yeah, it's definitely a tricky cap. And like you say, them old heads played some minutes last night. Beverly, he's not necessarily young anymore. He played 35 minutes last night, got a nice little 20 points too. Lou Williams, that was the main thing that you said that triggered to me, man. 39 minutes last night, almost 40 minutes. Yeah, he had 34. He was had to be their key cog last night. Him Harrell as well played 40 minutes. So I mean, it's gonna be pretty tough here. Yeah, Leonard's fresh, but the rest of the team's still on the back to back. That's what I'm saying. Like this whole load management shit, it's just one player. The rest of the team still got to go out there and play. What's so? I mean, I understand he still kind of sort of has things ailing. When he's out there playing, you can't fucking tell. And there's plenty of players out there that play hurt. Man, Allen Iverson tried to go and he tried to play hurt one time. The trainer had to take his jersey. You know what I'm saying? Allen Iverson told him, man, I'll go to the NBA store and go and buy a jersey. You know what I'm saying? If this and go and play. You know what I'm saying? So, man, if you really want to play, you're gonna play, man. So I'm just not a fan of that. It's only 82 games in the season. Like I say, man, you after this game, you got 3-4 days off before Toronto, man. I mean, he's not sitting out that game. I don't know. That's enough, man. These guys getting paid millions of dollars. That's the only tricky thing about betting on these games. These guys getting paid millions of dollars, man. We never know when they will care and when they won't. You know what I'm saying? So, but I'm betting on some teams tonight that I think will care. That's all my shit. You know what I'm saying? This my motivational standpoints. Absolutely no play on that Blazers game whatsoever. Them boys ass. I don't even want to talk about the Blazers right now. They lost to the Warriors. So I'll look at that later. The fact they lost that can't take the Blazers. Clippers on the back to back. In theory, they're a much better team. They got the much better bigs. They played 40 minutes last night. I'm staying away from it. I like the Heat here in the first half and the full game. I think they're going to come to play tonight. The Suns train, it's going to be to a halt after tonight. I think they're going to be 71 ATS after tonight. Let's hope that this Heat team comes to play. I think that they're the better squad. Let's see if they show it. And I like the Celtics here. Let's see if Kemba can get his squad up. I mean, in theory, the Hornets could keep it close, but I don't think that they had a defense. They've been overachieving. If they lost the past two, maybe, and you know what I'm saying, and looked ahead to this game, I don't think so. They're coming off a home win. They shouldn't have won. The refs cheated for them pretty much. Overtime win at the house. 3 straight wins. They finna take this L tonight and lose this game by double digits. I like the Celtics here first half and the full game, and I'm all over the Spurs, man. It's not really a fade of OKC. It's a more of a bounce back spot for the Spurs here, coming in motivated off of a home loss, off of another 2 straight losses where they were up 3 quarters and let it melt away. Huge fourth quarter meltdown. I'm on the Spurs here in the first quarter, first half, and full game. Recapped all my plays. Jordan, you want to give them a recap?
Yeah, real quick. I just got one game I'm on tonight. First half, first quarter unders in the OKC and San Antonio game. I want to backtrack a couple of things you just touched on before we leave today. The Clippers are going to be extremely tired, and I think that total has the movement in that total has reflected that. I think that the both the sharps and the sportsbooks seem to think that that's going to really hurt their defense later in the game as opposed to early. That's why we've seen that total tick up 6 points. And I'm going to touch on one other thing and just and piggyback off of what you just said about teams that are playing with motivation. This point in the year, there are no teams tanking. So at this point, everybody seems to have motivation, especially the teams that aren't projected to be very good, because they may arguably have more motivation to come out here hot, like these Hornets, maybe even like the Phoenix Suns tonight. It's one of the reasons why I'm staying off of that one. But we'll see. I'm interested to recap that one with you tomorrow. But yeah, motivation is a key factor in this year, at this point of the year. In 2 months, maybe 2.5 months, once we get past Christmas and get into the dog days of January, right before the All-Star break, then we can really handicap what motivation and what teams are going to be looking like at that point in the year. But at this point in the year, I like what you're talking about, is betting on these teams that are coming out here motivated and in need of a win, maybe even like the Spurs, who I didn't think were going to be very good. So I like some of those spots you're talking about here. We'll kick it back to you here to send off the folks here, and we'll talk to them tomorrow.
Right. Yeah. Hey, y'all come back and chime in with us tomorrow as well, man. We're gonna have a full card. We're gonna recap today's plays. Hopefully nothing but winners. You know what I'm saying? That we talking about from recapping today's card. Hope we get to some money. Hope y'all riding with us, whether you're tailing or fading. Hey, we appreciate you guys giving us a view on the show. And you know what I'm saying? Y'all tune in tomorrow, every single day, jamming with J Money, Monday through not every day. We gotta have one day off, Monday through Saturday, 1 p.m. Eastern, 12 o'clock Central, 10 o'clock Pacific. Man, it's raining cats and dogs here, but we still doing the show. And like I say, let's get to some money, man. We appreciate y'all for tuning in. Deuces.